Hi, good evening, friends. I am Sebastian, studying at Horticulture College, 2nd BSc. I am here to talk about wine production. Introduction to wine. Wine is an alcoholic beverage made from fermented fruit juice. Grape wine is produced by fermenting crushed grapes using various types of wines. In wines, there is a red wine, white wine, classification of wines, sparkling wine, dessert wine, ice wine, fortified wine, table wine. In wine production, there are main steps. One, viticulture, harvesting, steaming, crushing, fermentation, draining, pressing, mixing, clarification, aging, and next bottling. In wine production, first step is viticulture. Factors which influence grape flavor are climate of the vineyards region, drainage around the vines, humidity of the region, sun exposure, soil quality. Next is harvesting. Grapes are picked by hand or mechanically. Decision of harvest informed by level of sugar and acid. Next, weather forecasts. Next is steaming and crushing. Steaming is the separation of the stems and grapes, which are sent to the press. Crushing. A horizontal press squeezes the broken grapes, separating the fresh juice from the skins. After crushing, starts the fermentation process. Next is fermentation. Sugar and acids that naturally react with wild yeasts. When adding their own yeasts, fermentation can take from 10 to 30 days to convert natural sugar to alcohol. Draining. Liquid wine is drained from vat without being pressed and go into barrels, free run wine. The remaining pulp retains about 20% of the wine. Next is pressing. The remaining pulp after draining is pressed to squeeze out the press wine. Mixing. The free run wine and press wine, always from the same source, are mixed together in appropriate ratios to obtain the desired balance. Next is clarification. Stabilization of fermentation. Remaining solids are removed in this. Clarification is done in numerous ways: fining, filtering, siphoning the liquid off the top of the fermenting vats after the solids have settled to the bottom. Next is flotation. Aging. The final stage in vinification is aging the wine. At this point, the clarified wine is transferred into either wooden barrels or metal vats, in which the wine is allowed to further mature and develop flavors. Last step is bottling. A dose of sulfate is added to help preserve the wine and prevent unwanted fermentation in the bottles. Wine bottles then are traditionally sealed with a cork. In wine production process, first will come a steamer crusher. In that, grapes are stirred. Next, fermenting vat will come. In that, sulfur dioxide and yeast is mixed. In that, alcoholic fermentation will take place. Next, it goes to pressing and fermenting vat. In this, alcoholic fermentation takes place. Next, settling vat. In that, malolactic fermentation will take place. Next, it shifts to aging. In that aging, filtration will take place. Next, it will next that wines is transferred to bottles. Next, bottle.